What I'm going to teach you today is one of the most important lessons, one of the most important mindsets, one of the most important perspectives you can have in life. What I've realized in life is there's a lot of things we can't control. There's a lot of things we're grasping at. There's a lot of things we want. There's a lot of things we think we need. And those are things that get in the way of us becoming who we're meant to be. I'm a human being just like you. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, maybe in thousands of years, non-humans can understand YouTube videos. But one of the things we all know is that we all have these natural desires. We have natural things we want, and we want them for different reasons. But what gets us in the way of getting whatever we want, what gets us in the way of attracting things to us, what gets in the way of us becoming the best versions of ourselves is this one truth, is that when you need something, when you're desperate, it actually pushes it more away. You would think that the person that wants it the most, that needs to win, gets it, but it's actually the opposite. It's actually the person that's okay with not winning, that's okay with it not coming, that actually gets that thing or gets something even better. Okay, so let me explain it. I had to switch to a blue marker because I think my black marker is like going out. But if you don't know me, my name is Jamar. I do videos on like the whiteboard, help you find your passion or help you become the best version of yourself. And today we're going to talk about the need to detach. Okay, and the reason why you have to detach is because when you want something, we all want something. That's a natural thing we all have. But to get that thing, you know what I'm saying, the goal. So we realize we want it, but to get to the goal, we can't need it. When you need it, it pushes the goal further away. All right. This is one of the biggest things I've realized in my life when it comes to any aspect of my life, whether it's career, dating, relationships, whatever it may be, achieving entrepreneurial goals. If you want something, but then it becomes something you need isn't just need, it's desperation. That's what happens when you need something, okay? And in some aspects in life, being a little desperate in the moment is okay, like you hustle for it. But in the grand scheme, for the biggest things in life, the most important things, the things that are meant for us, like our fullest purpose, whatever that is, we can't be desperate. We have to be open and allow it to happen. And the reason why we can't be desperate is because we actually don't know what it is our true goal is. A lot of us think we know what our goals are, but there's a goal that's bigger than we can even imagine that isn't even in our mind space that we're actually meant for. Our goal in life isn't to actually get what we want, it's to get what we're meant for. Okay? And sometimes when we want something, it's not about actually getting the goal, it's the process and allowing us to become or learn we're actually meant for something else. Okay? So sometimes we go after a goal because we want it, we feel it in our heart, but that intuition to go for something isn't a sign that you're actually going to get it. It's just a sign that's where you're supposed to go. And sometimes direction is all we need to allow us to know we're actually meant for something else. Okay? For me, I've had different dreams in my life and I've had this intuitive feeling to go after it. But what allows me to become and learn who I'm actually meant to be is staying open and understanding that I don't really know anything. One of the things I'm fascinated by in this world, and one of the things that allows me to be very creative, more creative than other people, one of the things that has allowed me to grow more than other people, one of the things that allowed me to just continue to reach these huge goals is because I don't attach myself. I'm never needing or I'm never desperate. Well, I am sometimes, okay? But that's when I find my faults, and that's what allows me to know that's not how I'm supposed to be. I always stay open to everything, okay? A lot of us think we're in control, but we're not in control, okay? We have a couple things we can control, but when it comes to getting certain things, a person, a career, a job, whatever it may be, we can't fully control it. All we can do is do what we can, but what we realize when we just do what we can, it allows us to be open to what we're meant for. The goal in life, if you're watching my channel is never about forcing anything, okay? We're all about going with the flow. We're all about getting what we're meant for, not what we need or what we want. Because what we have in our minds is only part of the truth. One of the things you don't understand, one of the things I don't understand is what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't understand how I'm going to feel tomorrow. All these things are ever changing. And for us to be able to judge what we need based off what we don't know, oh my goodness, is so irrational, okay? It doesn't make any sense. But what we have to realize is none of it makes sense. So the fact that it never makes sense, the world, society, it's too much for our brains to ever comprehend. I hope you're staying with me because I'm breaking down something so big, but none of us really know what's going on. With that fact, it isn't our job to predict it. Instead, it's our job to be surprised and to explore. A lot of people are needy, they're desperate to get to a goal as if we understand what the goal is. You don't understand what the goal is. Nobody does. Let me just check if I'm still recording. I am recording. Nobody actually understands what the goal is because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what your passions are tomorrow. The key is just going about doing what you know you're supposed to do in the moment. That's taking care of the uncertainty. Okay, the uncertainty, just be surprised. I like to say life is like a movie or a show you're watching, but it would be destroyed if you understood what was happening at the end of the show. Like if you understood or knew someone spoiled the show for you, would you still want to watch the show? A lot of y'all are trying to play this game of life or the show of life, and you want to know for sure that you make it. But what if make it isn't this, it's something else? I majored in sports management in college. Now I'm an inspirational speaker. I would have never known I got here, but without me majoring in sports management, I would have never realized I had a voice that could impact people. Without me then going after my inspirational thing, I would have never learned I had the capabilities and the passion and the philosophy to write a freaking book. I hate writing in school. I never wrote more than like a 4-page essay in high school. Never wrote even more than a 5-page essay or 6-page essay in college. But I wrote 289 pages like it was nothing. Why? Because I wasn't attached to the goal or the purpose or what I think I needed. I just stayed enthralled in the process of my intuition, and I stayed open, okay? One thing I want y'all to be able to have isn't some like, okay, let me erase this way. A lot of us want people to make videos to tell you how to reach a goal, and I get it, and I do videos on that too. But what I want to give you all is the most important ability, and that's flow. If you could figure out a way to flow in life, what is flow? It means to be completely like out of control, but in control at the same time. Flow is when you're kind of detached and you're just, like if you ever heard about flow state, you've ever heard somebody talk about flow state. I'm just not thinking and you're having the best performance. Like these basketball players or athletes are in flow state or a musician, they're in flow state. Another example of flow state that I like to use is like dancing. If you ever really be into dancing, not like choreographed dancing, but just dancing, like you're never really thinking, what's my next move? You're kind of just moving with the music. That's what you have to get in with life. If you can get in flow state, it allows you to stay open, allows you to be unpredictable, allows you to go into whatever you're meant for. The best things in life happen on the other side of you flowing. Not you needing, not you being desperate, of you just flowing. You taking care of what you can control and allowing the rest to kind of just happen. Okay, that's where creativity is. That's where inspiration is. That's where clarity is. A lot of you are thinking so much, you're needing so much, you're not even allowing flow to come. Okay, right now in this video, do I have a couple things planned to say, but I'm also allowing my flow, my mind, my intuition allow this to go because there's something, I think the one thing we understand in life is our heart, and everything else is we don't know. But the one thing we have that's like God-like is our heart is loving. And through that love is our specialty. And we have to always follow that. That's what allows us to become and learn what we're meant to be. And a lot of us were getting in the way of our main specialty because we need to know. We need to make sure everything's happening at the right time. We need to make sure we're on the right course. But life is unpredictable. We don't know what's going on. The biggest lie is anyone telling you that they understand this is what life is supposed to be. Nobody knows what's going on, okay? But instead of needing to figure it out, the moment you realize you're never supposed to figure it out is the moment you figure it out because it allows you to flow. It allows you to explore. A lot of people fear the future, fear not getting everything. Instead, you should just be exploring. Instead of trying to know this is going to happen, just be surprised. And that allows people to become these great things because they're open. A lot of people are open. They're listening to what other people say. They're making sure they're successful in the eyes of other people rather than actually being successful. One thing I want you to know is success is whatever you deem it to be. And sometimes that definition is changing by the season, by the chapter, by the year, okay? Whatever it is to you, as long as you're going after your own definition of success and staying open to new things that could happen. One thing that I'm big on in my life that's helped me really be able to grow is I'm always open to listening and hearing someone out. Now, does that mean I'm going to accept their truths, their what they say as law? No, but I'm hearing it because it could inspire me or maybe one day it clicks, okay? It's super important to stay open. That's what flow is, okay? I need you to know we know nothing. I also want to finish this video with a little story, okay? When it comes to this flowing, this detachment, this not needing and just allowing yourself to just take care of what you can control, okay? The big part of this video is just do what you can, let the rest kind of happen. I like to say in my life, I do 50%. I do what I can, I let the universe or God or whatever you believe in do the rest. And it's always worked out. Why? Because I'm patient. When you need something, you can't be like that. Why? Because you need it to happen. Therefore, you're desperate. But when I'm open, it allows the universe, it allows God to do its work. All of a sudden, someone just aligns with me. All this stuff happens because I'm open, okay? I'm willing to just go on a walk naturally in my intuition, even though I maybe had something to do per se. I'm open. Things happen for me. But I'm not going to say it's easy, okay? For me, I can be like that when it's easy, but then sometimes when something comes in your life that you really care about, up, you then flip back into caring, okay? What I want you to know, this flow state, this like being in tune and just flowing, it allows you to come more into intuition, but sometimes life still gets you and you start caring or needing, okay? For me, I don't even think I'm gonna write anything. One thing that happened to me recently, I started I'm very, what's the word? I don't want to say alone, but I'm in solitude a lot. Okay, I'm by myself, especially in Christmas break when I'm not speaking in schools. And for me, like it's a lot easier to detach when you're not really depending on nobody or you don't have any expectations for anybody. And for me, like I don't really have a girlfriend, I don't really have anything like that. And so when I met this new person, and I hope she doesn't watch this video because we're still like talking. But it's like everything aligned. I went on this date and it was like everything was aligning with this person. Like with this person, it was almost too good to be true. And then I felt myself like, man, like now I'm afraid of her not. Like usually I be talking to girls, I'm not gonna lie, I be talking to like 3-4 girls. And I kind of got this certain type of swag with me because it's like, if you leave, cool, I don't really care. But then once you start caring and once you like man, maybe this person is my person. I'm not saying I'm putting that much on this person I'm just starting to talk to. All of a sudden, I started getting out of my flow. All of a sudden, I felt like I wasn't in touch with my intuition. Why? Because I was placing my energy, I was placing my heart into something I cannot control. And that's when I felt like I was doing things out of my character. That's when I felt like I wasn't taking care of some of my business. This was just for a day because I was placing my emotions, my soul into something I couldn't control. Okay, I think it's super important if we ever want to find true love, and that's in work, that's in relationships, that's in everything. When I mean true love, I mean that's in everything. Okay, if we ever want to find where we're meant to be, we have to be open with things leaving. We have to be open with things doing their own thing because life is a roller coaster for everybody. And a lot of times we want to control people for our own best interest, but really our best interest is for us to be able to let other people that we say we love to do whatever it is to become the best versions of ourselves. Because I believe there's just this bigger purpose in this world, and it's not something we can ever define, but it's through all these ripple effects. And a lot of times we like to act like we know what our purpose is or what exactly is causing this and this to happen when we don't know anything. There's this ripple effect happening that's beyond our imagination. Like this video, maybe it never reaches anybody, but maybe in my ear vent right there, someone's listening that's in the apartment right above me, and it clicks, it changes their life, and it gets them on the right track to inspire someone else. Maybe it's not through this YouTube video. Maybe I never post this YouTube video, even though I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. There's all these things happening, and I think it reminds us that purpose is beyond our imagination. So to force or need or to expect is irrational because first, we need to be at peace to ever be able to create, to inspire, to be at peace, to be able to do whatever we're meant to do. And the moment we try to control, expect, is the moment we ruin what could have been. So like for me with this girl I'm talking to, if I actually want to keep her, the key isn't me showing her, hey, I need you. The key is like, yo, I'm going to be doing me. I'm going to make my videos. I'm going to do things I love to do. And if it fits, it fits. You know what I mean? And I let it be organic. The key word in our lives has to be organic, okay? Shout out to my boy Larry June. The key is organic. The key is letting things flow. The key is letting things happen the way it's supposed to happen, not forcing anything. Because what happens when you do that is nothing in your life is in there because you force it in there. It's because it's supposed to be in there. You don't have to worry about, hey, is this actually? No, you let it flow in. And I think one thing that's important with me, with this girl, is, hey, if it doesn't work out, then boom, guess what? It's still a success because it wasn't meant to work out. But when you try to force it to work out and it doesn't work out, now was it supposed to work out? It's that I mess it up. And so I think it's super important to flow with everything. Everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to, but that doesn't mean you need to know the reason for it happening the way it's supposed to. That allows you to not cloud your judgment, your mind with things that were never in your control in the first place. I'm 25 years old, and it took me this long to finally realize none of this is supposed to be understandable. We're just supposed to do our best. And when you do your best, you take control of what you can control and stop wasting your time thinking about what you can't. It allows the things that you can't control to become more likely to become the way they're supposed to. I hope that makes sense. Now, does that mean that everything you want, you're not going to get? No. But what it really means is through the things you want and you not needing it, you will get it if it's actually meant for you. A lot of us, we're not getting what we're meant for because we're forcing it. We haven't learned our lesson yet. Okay? Or sometimes we're not getting what we want when we're in flow because we're actually meant for something better. There's been times, I always like to use this example. I use it in my book. If you go on the link in my bio, I have a book that gives all my game out in one book, 289 pages of me going through my memoir. It's a memoir of me talking about everything I've learned in life and how to become the best version of yourself, how to find your passion. And one of the things I talk about in the book as an example is your intuition may be compelling you to something, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get it because you have your intuition. Like if you go to the mall and you see a pretty girl and you feel this intuition, that means your intuition is to go up to her. It doesn't mean you're meant for that girl. And so you may go up to that girl and deal with failure. And you're like, hey, my intuition told me this is what I was supposed to do. You're in flow. But no, you're still in flow. You're still exactly where you're meant to. Maybe the purpose of you going up to that girl was to learn that failure isn't that bad. The judgment of someone else or someone denying you isn't that bad. So it allows you to have this armor that allows you to go up to the next girl that you see and you have the intuition for, and that's actually a girl. So the first girl, who you did have an intuitive feeling, but the purpose of that wasn't to get her, was to learn how to go up to her and not worry about failure so you can get this other one. Everything's happening in due time, but you have to stay open. You can't worry about things not going the way it's planned because there's a bigger plan. Instead of, I don't really pray for things to go my way, or I don't say, hey, I really want to make a good video today. I really want to, God, please allow this my team to win. I want whatever you want to happen, God, or whatever that is for you. I'm in tune. I'm in flow. I'm open. I'm not needing. I'm not expecting, and that allows me to be very attractive because I'm never forced anything. It allows me to be at peace. It allows me to be creative. Allows things to flow the way they're actually supposed to. If you want more videos like this where I help you find your passion, become the best version of yourself, or just no, I don't know what else I was going to say. Just like, comment, subscribe. I got more videos here. Sometimes I'll be awkward at the end of videos. Peace. I'll see y'all in the next one.